What's up, everybody? So if you can't tell, I'm here at home. And sorry, I'm watching myself on the TV so I can see comments as they come in. This is my first time using this particular app for YouTube Live. So let's see. Hi, chat. Enter text to chat. All right. Jocelyn, hi. How's it going? There we go. So I wanted to do this because I just got back from Colorado, spent a week in Las Vegas and then a week in Colorado. KCL, hi, how's it going? And I just wanted to do a sit down chit chat about things that I've seen, things that I learned. Roslyn, how's it going? Hi. I'm home with Loki. You can tell he's tuckered out from this long trip. So things I wanted to talk about was just answer any questions that y'all had. Kind of talk about the things that I saw, the things that I experienced, what was a success in Las Vegas, what necessarily wasn't a success in Las Vegas. I'm not NYPD, so my buddy, one of my good friends, Zach, we walk our dogs together pretty much every morning. Rita, thank you so much. And he's NYPD, so last time I was in New York and I was seeing the Tower Memorial, I made sure to pick up an NYPD hat. And as soon as he saw me put it on, he's like, take off that stupid hat. he's one of my best buds. He's great. Pokey, how's it going? Casino Courtney, hi, how's it going? Lake Charles, hopefully I'll be in Lake Charles next month. G'day, Pokey. There we go, let me unplug this phone. So Vegas, what an amazing trip. I'd initially only budgeted about $2,000 for my trip. I didn't plan to spend the whole time gambling. So very small budget for a week-long trip. I pulled out an extra $500. I didn't need it, but I pulled it out. And this is kind of a tip for you. If you're going on one of these trips for an extended period of time, bring an initial budget with you and then pull out from the ATM while you're there, but make sure you set a limit on your credit card. So for me, my limit is $500. I can only pull out $500 a day. So the max I could go over my budget would be $500. And that is something also that I do when I'm up. I have multiple bank accounts with multiple banks so that, let's say in Las Vegas, I know there's a bunch of Wells Fargo. I know there's USAA ATMs at the CVS's and Walgreens. So what I'll do is I'll go and I just deposit my money. Any big winnings that I can, I'll go and I deposit it. So I can't touch that money. And the max, even if I wanted to go back and touch that money, the max that I could pull out is going to be $500. So if I get a big hand pay, I just go deposit it. That way I just don't have it. I did kind of break that rule because I did have some bigger hand pays, so I wound up toting a lot of money around with me. But I did deposit all of that today. But generally, that's what I do. Did you win better at high denominations or lower? Well, no lie, higher denominations. I live in Las Vegas. I have a monthly gambling bingo budget. That's very smart, Roslyn. She said very smart tactic. Yeah, so $5 and up, it's all percentage. So for me, I look at winnings more as percentage than actual dollars, which I know sounds silly, but that's part of the whole walk away strategy that I use, is that I look at, hey, if I'm up 30, 40, 50%, I usually just take the win and walk away. But hand pays you're going to see more often at a higher denomination, so $5 and up. So I did a lot of $10 spins on $5 denominations, some $25, some $50 spins. Those I wait till I'm up. I don't necessarily budget for that initially, because remember, I only brought really $2,500 to play with. It was once I was up, then I started doing that. I also won a lot on roulette, and so on roulette I was making much bigger bets. Those were like $250, $100 a spin bets, but again, those were all profit. So I was very successful on that side as well, and that kind of helped catapult me through everything. But a lot of my success was on dollar denomination, to be honest with you. I hit a bunch a bunch of great line hits on dollar denomination. Can you explain more why that casino in Vegas gagged you for making a scene like you were in the wrong? Yeah, so that was the Venetian. Long story short, I was playing roulette early in the morning. I was up. I bet $200 on the first 12. Like, this is pretty much what I do when I play roulette, is I usually just play the 12s. And I watched and I see, what was it? It was red 18. Red 18 hit, like, so there's the historical board that's right on the table. And this is live play, which is a big difference. So I see red 18 pop up before the ball stops, which shouldn't, there's no way that should happen. And so I was like, the young lady at the table was like, hey, what's this? And she said, sir, you're mistaken. And I was like, no. And I didn't make a scene. Like, I think a lot of people thought I made a huge scene about it. I was just like, whoa. What's going on here? What's going on here? And then they called over, I guess, either the pit boss or the floor manager, whomever. They chit-chatted, and then they just said, hey, sir, you're done here. Take your chips to the cage. We're going to escort you there and then off the premises. It happened in a matter of minutes, and I was just like, what is going on here? And I mean, I could have been wrong, but the way that it all kind of played out was just very, very strange. It was very strange. So I won't be going back there, which is a shame because I actually liked it there. They have a huge selection of the slots that I like. And it was kind of disappointing because I was like, man, this place is awesome. I've never been here. It's beautiful. Great selection. It's quiet. They're filming friendly. It was a very unfortunate event. What is the best advice that Jackpot Famous gave you? So, best advice JPF gave me. One was to cut my hair. No. Yeah, that was cool. So best advice JPF gave me, and this is something that I'd never picked up from his videos. I've never been to the Palms. I need to check out the Palms. So if you watch his videos on basic, intermediate, and advanced, you're looking for orbs, you're looking for kickbacks, you're kind of going through the bet multipliers, bet denominations, very similar to what Jackpot Judah does. But there's something I never quite picked up. Get more tattoos. No tattoos for me. I don't have any tattoos, Chi said. I don't plan on ever getting a tattoo. But the biggest thing I picked up on from him was that it's not necessarily the kickbacks and the orbs. And so if you're getting a bunch of orbs or you're getting a bunch of lanterns, that necessarily isn't the thing. What you're looking for is those sustained kickbacks throughout those bet multipliers and denominations. And for me, I think that was one of the reasons that I've never been successful, because I've, 5 orbs, two free games. And I'm like, come on, it's coming. Because I'm thinking that's what he was saying. But what he was really saying is that, hey, you're looking for that. You're looking for those big orbs. You're looking for the frequency of those free games. But you're also looking for the bet denomination and bet multiplier that is giving you consistent kickbacks so that you keep having those funds to continue on. So that bankroll management and conservation aspect. And once I realized that and I started implementing it, throughout the rest of the trip, I was having a lot of success on Dragon Link and Lightning Link. So I think that was a big one that I'd missed in the past. And I know there's a lot of stuff out there about how changing your bet multiplier, changing your bet denomination doesn't do anything. And I'm not going to talk about any other channels, about any other information that they put out. The only thing I'll say is that none of us, not one content creator out there designs, engineers, slot machines, does the math, does any of that stuff. And there are those that have extreme technical knowledge, more so than I will ever have. And they put out really good information. And what I will say is that when they say that you're not doing anything, when you're changing your bet multipliers, you're changing your bet denomination, you're changing a variable within the system, right? Within the pay tables, right? You're changing bet denominations. You're changing a variable in those pay tables. That RNG has to change a pay table when you change your denominations. So if anything, you're just changing it up. And so for me, I found success doing that. I've seen judo have success doing that. I've seen JPF do it. I've seen all of that in person. So for me, I think it works. I honestly believe it works because I've seen it. I've seen it in person, and it makes sense. You're not doing any magic. There's no magic to it, but you're changing a variable within the system. And there's constraints and there's variables within it, right? And if you just change one of them up, that's when sometimes you get some magic. And, it's hard to tell what's real and fake on YouTube, but when you're in there in person, you're seeing guys like Jackpot Judo, like in person, watching them just hit it time and time and time again. You're like, Jesus, how do you do this? It's something like that. But that was kind of the biggest thing I learned from JPF. Hey friends, can you get one more likes? Oh, thanks, Cheesehead. Kickbacks are king. Yeah, kickbacks are absolutely king. That's what keeps you going, keeps you sustained. Love your videos. Have you considered cruising? Funny thing, cruising, I just got an offer from Caesars. You can only redeem it in Vegas for a couple nights on a cruise. Windstar's got one at the end of the month. I might go and actually pick up that one because it's close enough to my house. I've only been on a cruise once, and I hated it. I'm a very active person. I like going out and doing stuff, and being constrained on a boat isn't particularly my ideal situation. I love to travel. I spent my 30s traveling across the world, seeing as much as I could, but cruises were never the thing for me. But if it's a free cruise and I've earned it by spending my money, I absolutely might take them up on that offer and do some gambling. From my understanding, the cruise lines have a compact, and basically they follow the Nevada gaming regulations. So cruises, slots, and their game regulations are the same as what you would find in Nevada. So it's a fair bet to play on them. Put your dog. Oh, pet my dog. Oh, this is Loki. See, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about anything. He's dead to the world right now. You can use your gambling points to get free cruises. They have gambling cruises too. Yeah. And I need to really get better about points, understanding the point system a lot better. Who's really good about that? If you follow Gamble Smart, Dave puts out a lot of great advice on Gamble Smart about utilizing your comps. I learned something interesting this trip too. So MGM properties, not all Caesar properties, I learned this out too, but MGM properties, if you go to the Starbucks, if you buy something at the shop, if you go upstairs to the Popeyes or whatever they have in their food court at MGM, you have 3 days to take those receipts to the rewards desk and they count towards tier credits. Now, a lot of times what I do is I just charge everything to my room, and a lot of casinos, you get your tier credits from that. I've been doing that in the past, but I didn't know that those little things like, Starbucks and the food court or anything really purchased on the MGM properties can also go to tier credits, which is really cool to know. So I tried that with Caesars when I was in Black Hawk at the Horseshoe. I ate at the restaurants there every night because there's not much up there in Black Hawk. Unfortunately, they do not give you tier credits for those restaurants, but a lot of Caesars facilities do. So that's an interesting tip. If you're staying at MGM properties, or if you're staying at Caesars or wherever, just go down to the rewards desk and ask them, hey, what counts towards tier credits here? Yes, everything on the properties can use. Yep. The hat, retired from there. Oh, my buddy Zach is retired from NYPD. He was a detective up there for his whole career. That's why I got the hat, because it bugs him when I wear it. So Las Vegas, great time. Did really good on roulette. Did really good on just $1 3-reel slots. Double Diamond Deluxe, triple stars, as always, was kind of hit and miss for me. Sizzling sevens, blazing sevens, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times pay. EJ Casino, how's it going? I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm still sick. I took a bunch of cough medicine before I did the live, but I'm feeling a little bit better now. You'll be back. Can't wait. Oh yeah, I can't wait for my next trip to Vegas. I've a little gambled out after 2 weeks of gambling straight, but it was a fun, lucrative trip. And like I said in kind of my post, a lot of my wins came from just taking those small wins, y'all. I can't emphasize this enough. I don't have any tips or tricks that really are like breaking the system. My whole philosophy is take the win and walk away. And I'm a realist, and I will tell you that I absolutely 100%, I'm sure of it, leave money on the table. I'm sure of it. I don't do a lot of backup spins. I don't play a lot of my money back down. I take the win and I walk away. And I'm sure I've missed dozens of bonuses, but I'll never know. And I don't care because I leave ahead, or I leave with what I brought. And I think that's the biggest thing that I can express to you to be successful at the casino is to take the wins, don't play all of your money down, and set limits. What it's really about is staying above the tide. If I played my money down all the way to zero every single time, it wouldn't matter how many wins I took. I'd never be able to recoup from my losses. But a lot of times what I do is let's say I get up to 120. Okay, well I play it down to 100 and I call it a day. Or if I never do get back up above my 100, I might just play it down to 50 and call it a day. Well, on that next machine, when I get a $150 line hit, I don't have to make up for $100 that I lost. I only have to make up for $50 or $30 or whatever that might be. And that's what keeps me above the tide. It keeps me from being in the loss. So when I do get those big 200, 300 or hand pays, I never have to make up for losses. That's why I have never in the last 2 years had to play with my own money. I've only ever played with winnings. Other than Dragon Link Lightning, what are some of the other high volatility games that you played? So Monopoly, really got into Monopoly. There's this, are you on the Wallen Fire Strike team for TIFMAS? I'm not on TIFMAS. I'm not a TIFMAS firefighter. I'm a structures guy. I have intermediate Wallen firefighter and all that jazz, but I'm too old to go out in the woods. There's one game that I found that I've recently played, and I don't know the name of it. It comes in different variations. It's got a cat, and it's got a wheel, and it's got these 3 pots. And I wish I could remember the name of it, but I'll post it in one of my videos here coming up. It was so fun. They have like a Halloween version and a different version, and I had a lot of success on that. I'm trying to think, what are some other ones? I tried Momo Mummy. Didn't really like that. Let's see. Sweet, that's your catchphrase, like JPF. Yeah, my catchphrase is definitely, yes, that's it. Rosalind, Kitty Kismet, 100%. Yes, such a cool game. I played it multiple times and had a lot of success on it. All of the Wolf Runs, I've had a lot of success on. Wolf Run Eclipse, I'm about to come out with a video with Wolf Run Eclipse. A lot about filming and YouTube videos, editing. Do you great job in trying to learn. CapCut's a great source for you slots of Oklahoma. CapCut is what I use. I played a lot of old school slots. So I went to Planet Hollywood and I was kind of surprised. They have a huge selection of actually really good 3-reel slots and just old school slots that I'd never seen before. And I had so much luck on them. I mean, these are those games that you see that are just ridiculous looking, like Fishing Bob. There's a Dolly Parton game that I played. I did really well on. There's one called Firehouse Dogs that I did really good on. Just these weird random slots that I'd never heard of that I just, hey, let's throw in some money and see what happens. And actually did great on. And so I talked to one of my friends who he's a slot tech, but he also, I can't give out too much information because he works for a casino. But basically he sets up the game floors at the casino. And from what he explained to me, and he actually has access to par sheets from the slot manufacturers. So he has a great understanding of volatility and payback for all these games because he has access to all that material. And he said these older slots, because they were designed before the whole progressive thing and the whole like 88 fortunes with the pots, that they're actually much lower in volatility than you would think. And because of back in the day, if anyone's old enough to remember this, that a hand pay used to be $50 at the casino, which is crazy. And this is back when it was all coin operated machines. And so what was happening is that these people were just dumping coins in the machines. The hoppers were getting filled out. Well, anytime they got something that was $50 or above, someone had to come and pay them out. So the change never dispensed. So you had all these attendants running up and down the casino with bags of money, like the Hamburglar stealing burgers. You know, it was a nightmare. So the casinos had to figure something out with the slot machine designers. And so this was kind of along that period where you started to seeing those first digital games appear. And games like Wolfram, games like Cleopatra, games like Kitty Glitter, Twin Winds, the original Buffalo, a lot of those machines were actually created to be a little less volatile than even what you would see in the 3-roll machines, because the casinos couldn't keep up with the manpower needed to change out these coin hoppers. So you'll still see it on these machines. They still have the little metal plate where you would put coins in. So that was a very interesting thing to find out, that, you know, just because it's a video style machine doesn't mean that it's high in volatility. You know, I wanted to go to Circus Circus. Here's the thing. I don't like the way coins make my fingers smell. It's a very strange thing to say. I don't like that weird smell that you get from playing with coins. But as far as I got asked a lot about what casinos I enjoyed in Las Vegas, I stayed at MGM, and I actually like MGM better than I like Caesars. I don't like what Caesars has done with their tier program. I think their comps program is kind of bad. I think MGM's is much better. But in Las Vegas, man, the selection's so much better at Caesars properties. The Horseshoe is one of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorites. Cromwell's got a cool selection. A little dark, little dungy in there, but they kind of got a cool selection. What's up, Phil? Didn't really like this. Lots of fun. Oh, yeah. Link actually has a really good selection of old school slots. Paris does too. MGM properties like MGM Grand and Park MGM, aesthetically I like them a lot better, but most of their slots kind of range in the newer games. So if you like the newer slots, perfect place to go. I feel like it's a lot cleaner, and Park MGM is smoke free. But when it comes to like the old school slots, I've been sticking to kind of the Caesars properties, except for Bellagio. Bellagio's got a really good selection too. What's up, Ben Clark? Those were the ones I seem to have the most success at. I had a lot of success at Caesars properties. And then Rampart had a lot of success at Rampart, obviously playing with JPF. I did play Chariots Jubilee. I make it a point to play Chariots Jubilee every trip. I have never hit it. But this time, surprisingly enough, I got some really good line hits. So let's talk about Chariots Jubilee. And this isn't me just saying this. It was funny enough. Cowboy Slots obviously made Chariots Jubilee like renowned across the whole slots channels about being the best slot to hit a jackpot on. And he recently even said that, hey, this is not a slot to dump money into. It's the best chance to hit a jackpot, but is no means a bankroll building kind of slot. And that's been my experience every time I've played it. It's one of those games I put $100 in. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I just walk away. I don't chase it. I've seen people dump thousands and thousands of dollars in Chariots Jubilee chasing these, $1,000 jackpots. It's such a waste. Don't do it. It's worth a $100 spin if you're doing the dollar denominations. I actually got some really good kickbacks this time, which is a big surprise. And I think I got up to maybe like $300. I got to go back and look at the video. But the game doesn't have a lot of kickbacks. So if you looked at the pay table, right, and it's a lot like Blazing Sevens or Sizzling Sevens, it seems very low in volatility from that pay, a very condensed pay table, right? But it has a progressive. So all of your kickbacks that you would normally get are going towards that progressive. And that's why it hits so often, because it doesn't really pay out that much on line hits. This time, this was really the first experience I've had with Chariots Jubilee that I've gotten some good line hits. But I've never gotten the progressive on it, but I don't chase it. Another good option too is MGM Lions. The MGM resorts have Chariots Jubilee being one of them, like property specific. I got a video coming out on that. I like MGM Lions. Basically the same game. You're not going to hit the jackpot as much, but it's basically the exact same concept as Chariots Jubilee. Blazing Sevens and Sizzling Sevens are almost the exact same thing too. And I actually really I had a lot of success on Blazing Sevens and Sizzling Sevens this trip. I want to say I played 10 or 15 of them, and maybe I never hit the progressives on them, but I hit some great line hits. Because there's not a lot of wiggle room there. You're not getting a lot of, 5, 10. It's like nothing, 10, nothing, 300. And so it's not one that I would necessarily chase, because their progressives are high. Like I've seen them up to $4,000 or $5,000 on a $3 spin. Usually they sit somewhere around that, anywhere from like 1,200 to 1,600. It resets at 1,000. So anytime I see it around the like 1,400 mark, I'll sit down and play. And man, this trip I've just hit multiple multi-$100 line hits on Blazing Sevens and Sizzling Sevens. One session actually was on a digital one, which is even better because it doesn't have a progressive. I hit almost back-to-back $200 line hits on it, and I was like, this is amazing. This is great. So that was awesome. But yeah, Chariots Jubilee, not a fan. The red screens, I love red screens. I was actually at WinStar yesterday. So for those of you who don't know, MGM Riches is another one. That's going to be in my video too. I wasn't successful in that. I was at WinStar yesterday, but I'm sick, so I didn't want to go downstairs and be sick around other people, and I just wasn't. I was actually still supposed to be there today, but I just called it and came home. I just wanted to be home. But later in the day, when the casino was clear, I kind of got the itch, and so I went downstairs with $500. I said, you know what? I'm just going to do some $10 spins, see what happens. Started with Ruby Red. Ruby Red it's called like a VGT. So VGT is a brand of the bingo machines, like IGT is, right? And got up, got down, got up, got down, got up, got down. I want to say I left that machine with like 450. Went to another one, got up, got down, got up, got down. Same thing, I left at 450. Went to a Ainsworth machine, played around there, got up again. Went to another VGT, Ruby Red. Went up, went down, went up, went down. And then I got back up to my original 500 again. And so I kind of stayed pretty close to that 500 mark. And I played for an hour doing $10 spins. Just $10 spins, doing it. And after an hour, I was right where I started. I love red screens. They are at least at WinStar, they're the best slots that you can play. And going back to my friend who works at a casino, he works at a tribal casino, and he informed me of this, that those VGT slots, because of the way that bingo machines work, the house really can't adjust the RTP on those. So it is set, and it is a very high return to player, even though it's bingo style machines and not class 3. So there's not much they can do. And that's why you actually accrue lower tier credits on those than you would on any other. It even says it on the machine, it accrues credits at a lower rate, because they don't necessarily want you playing those a lot. But those are your best bet. For an hour doing $10 spins on $500 is incredible. And those red screens, they bring you back up. A lot of them have the exact same pay table as Double Diamond. I really, really do enjoy red screens. They are very annoying. I will not lie. They're so annoying. But when you get them and it's going, it's exciting getting that red screen and watching the cards. And once you really are able to understand the cards. Limits, nice house, love your dog. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the old Casa de Ponce. It's kind of dirty. Like, I'd give you a tour, but the house is a mess. I have stuff everywhere. So, like, I've got all my military stuff on the ground because I did a bunch of training. Like, you can see, like, the house is a mess. I just got back from my trip, so. Can you explain why bingo machines are to those of us? Okay, so bingo machines. So class, right, so you're going to see the bingo style machines, the class 2 machines at tribal facilities, and it's part of the tribal compact that the US government has. It's just an easier licensure to get than it is for class 3. Now class 3 is also table games, so you can still, like, it can be a class 3 facility and not have class 3 slots because it's table games. And but basically they don't have an RNG, a random number generator. It's run off a server or multiple servers, and you have bingo cards and you have set numbers that rotate eventually, but as you play, you're moving through bingo cards and you're waiting for these numbers to create a pattern on those bingo cards. So like in a traditional game of bingo, you get 5 lines straight and that's a win. And in the game of bingo, you can also get multiples. So you could actually get like 5 this way and 5 this way. You'd have a double bingo. And that's kind of what happens with the red screens, is that you'll get multiple patterns. And so on these cards with the numbers, you'll get like a V shape, or you might get like 4 here or 4 in the corners, or something that looks like a Christmas tree, or something that looks like a hot dog. And they all pay differently. And that's what correlates to the pay table. That's just how it works. It's far, far more complicated than that, but that's just the basic premises. To be honest, it doesn't make that much of a difference. They play relatively the same. In my experience, they play even better than actual class 3 slots. I've had far more success at the higher denominations on bingo machines than I have on class 3s. Like, that's why I'm perfectly comfortable going to WinStar and doing high limits play at WinStar, because I know that if anywhere, I'm going to have my best success on those class 3 or class 2 bingo machines. I don't think I've seen Dragon Link, so I've seen Lightning Link. I know I've seen Lightning Link at Kickapoo, and I've seen it at Choctaw. So I don't know if Dragon Link is actually, if Aristocrat makes a class 2. I know they make a class 2 of Lightning Link, but yes, it plays the same as it would if it was a class 3. The way that they set up the pay table with the bingo cards is basically the exact same. If anything, it might be a little bit harder, to be honest. I've played them. They seem to play about the same. So, again, there's a lot of unknowns. Like, I don't design slot machines, and I don't pretend like I do. And there's no one in the YouTube content creating sphere that has designed or created slots. So it's all conjecture from us. A lot of it's just, hey, this is what we've experienced, this is what we've seen. And the people that we talk to that do know the information, a lot of them are bound by non-disclosure. They can't even talk about it. So I have friends that do. They've seen the par sheets. They understand exactly how these slots pay out, and they can't tell me because they're not allowed to. Like, they're not willing to lose their career over that, which I get. I haven't released the videos yet, so well, I did one from obviously the rebroadcast of JPF's my roulette, but honestly, I was so busy from this trip, I just haven't had the time. Yo, what's up? Heavy? Okay, thanks, Chris. What was your best dining experience this past trip? There's a steak restaurant at MGM Park that was really, really good. I wish I remember the name of it, but it's the only steak one at MGM Park, and it was amazing. The atmosphere was beautiful. The food was delicious. It was great. Welcome back, Tex. We're headed out to Shreveport this weekend. Live casino, you should come. Shreveport, I wish. I got to go back to work. I've been off for a month. I've got a promotions interview I got to take, and I've got some stuff I need to do for the military. And I'm kind of gambled out. I've been gambling for almost a month straight. Thanks. Logies, he's a handsome pup. They use a slot machine style cabinet, but the reels don't really mean. Yeah, so that's kind of true Texas weather. But here's the deal. Even in a class 3 slot, the reels don't mean anything. They don't mean anything. There's no difference. The RNG has decided the moment you hit the button, right? So what's being shown on that reel has already been decided. So they're both exactly the same. They both, if you think about it that way, they're exactly the same. Both have the decision made the moment you hit that button. So the reels are just a reflection of that. Whereas back in the day when it was still gear operated, yeah, there was, when you press the button, what reflected was what was reflecting off the gears, but now it's all digital. Oh, it just goes there. What branch? Oh, I'm U.S. Army. Well, National Guard, technically. It's called Bobbiette. Yes, Bobbiette Steakhouse. It's so good. I went there with one of my military buddies who was in town, and it was really, really good. The atmosphere is very nice. It's a little bit costly, but everything's costly in Las Vegas, and it's worth it. Honestly, I had a great meal there. Let's see. So Vegas was fun. I definitely recommend going to Rampart if you haven't gone there. It's a little bit outside. One of the other big things I'll tell y'all, get outside the city. So during the daytime, I wasn't in Vegas doing stuff. Early in the morning. Like I'll gamble from like 3 a.m. to 7 or 8 when there's no one in the casinos because I can film. And I haven't been to the steakhouse in Planet Hollywood. I know the one at Circus. Circus is apparently really good too. But during the daytime, I leave the city. There are so many amazing things to see in Nevada. There's so many cool state parks and trails. We got out and we went and we just hiked every day. One, you're not into casinos. You're burning off some energy, and you're so tired when you get back, you really don't want to gamble anyways. So if you're there for an extended period of time, I suggest getting out there, especially Valley of Fire was beautiful, and it's right up the street. To Vegas end of the month. I won't be coming to Vegas at the end of this month, unfortunately. I got to work. Lucinda and JJ invited me up, but I can't make it. Every time we stay in Vegas, I really do like the Park MGM, especially because it's non-smoking. It's really nice. And that was kind of the other reason that I went to Colorado. So Black Hawk was the second part of my trip. After I left Vegas, I went to Black Hawk, and it is a very small town, 8,000 feet up. It's just west of Denver and Boulder. Gorgeous town. Absolutely nothing to do there. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing there except dozens of casinos. Do you just start filming without asking, or do you ever ask and call ahead? I do call and ask ahead, but a lot of times my hotel rooms are booked, and so I just roll the dice. That's why I don't get mad. Now I don't get mad. In the beginning, I kind of got upset, but now I just I don't care. I'll just go to a different casino and film. And I know which properties let me film now, so it's very rare that someone asks me to stop filming. And if they do, I'll usually just go, or I'll come back at a different time. Because it's a lot of times it's not the policy of the casino. It's just that person thinks it is the policy of the casino. But Black Hawk, I highly recommend it. If you're not close to Vegas, if you're central U.S., man, you're 45 minutes to an hour outside of Boulder and Denver. The scenery is beautiful. They're skiing right next to Vail, so if you like to ski. And for me, my Caesars points translated into technically 5 days, but I only spent 4 days there of comped rooms. And for those 4 days, my resort fees were only $75, grand total. It was more than that for one night at Caesars. But besides that, there's not much to do out there except for gamble. Caesars has a huge property out there. Bally's has a property out there, which I do not like. It's probably the biggest property there. It kind of goes across the street, and they have a little smaller facility. I wouldn't recommend going to Bally's, but that's me. They have multiple giant casinos there, and then they have these little small ones. One which is actually about part of the Bally's one, but it was actually a really cool one, is an old jail that they converted into a casino. Casinos are filming friendly. Yes, station casinos are filming friendly. That's why I go to Kashada. Kashada is extremely content creator friendly. That's why I go there. WinStar is now friendly, but even then I get stopped to ask. I get told to not film there, even though they are filming friendly. Hiking around Blackhawk is great. There's a lot of hiking around Blackhawk, even within the town. I wish I'd known that a little bit sooner. There's literally a trail right as soon as you leave town. There's a sky bridge. You'll see a giant eagle. And there's about 10 different trails ranging from super easy flat terrain that goes around the mountaintop to very advanced trails. So I highly recommend that. They have 2 Caesars casinos in Blackhawk. Yeah, Bally's has a good poker room. BH, that's it. Blackhawk is part of the M casinos. Pen play, yeah. Yeah. So Blackhawk's got some great ones. I like the small ones too that they have there. So Sasquatch, there's one called Sasquatch, and they have this giant stuffed Sasquatch in there. Yeah, Amstar's pen play. Yeah, Amstar's really big. It's at the top. So when you come into Blackhawk, it's the highest casino. It's the biggest one that overlooks everything. Very posh looking, very big, very nice. Iowa. I have not made it up there, but that's why. So I've done really well at the casino this year. And since I started the content, the YouTube channel, I started an LLC with that. So I bought my car with my profits from the casino this year. And the whole purpose was to be able to drive across the U.S. I probably won't drive back to Vegas. That was a terrible choice. Or if I do, I'm going the Colorado route. I'm definitely not going to New Mexico and Arizona. If you live there, God bless you. We have Caesars properties, and if you like baseball, College World Series is around us. Oh, nice. Yeah, I need to get up there. I'm originally from Chicago, so I need to kind of get up back north and hit up some of the casinos around there. Do you have a strategy on building tier credits, or do you just play? So tier credits, yeah. For me, it's the 5-line games. But here's also the other thing about tier credits. I don't chase tier status. And I think a lot of people, it's funny because I get asked a lot, people say that I must have like high tier status or I don't need the comp points. It's like, I'm like the lowest tier status at every casino. So you create tier status by dollars run through, right? I take the win and walk away. What I say on the channel is 100% what I do. Anyone that's seen me, met me live, and seen what I do, I 100% stick to what I say. I take the win and I walk away. So I almost never give them back any money. So my tier status is always really, really low. I never, ever chase tier status. If you go to the casino a lot, then, and even I go to the casino a lot. Like I go dozens of times a month. But I never chase it. And then a lot of it's too because like I'm playing at so many different properties. I'm playing at Kashada, I'm playing at Golden Nugget, I'm playing at Penn, I'm playing at Caesars, MGM, and then all these other small properties, Mavericks, just everywhere. So my tier credits are spread around. But usually for me, 9-line quarter denomination, 5-line quarter denomination, and then choosing the casino that has the best tier program. So I harp on Kashada all the time. They don't pay me to go there. They don't give me any money. They give me swag to give to you guys because they're super cool. But I go there because, one, they have a great selection. But two, their tier program is insane. But it's also only that casino. They're actually set up for the low budget players. And it's under $1 denomination. You earn more tier credits than you do above $1 denomination. So people who are actually doing high limits earn fewer tier credits there than people that low roll it, which I think is awesome. I think that was super cool when I saw that. I was like, oh, that's amazing. But the 5-line games, 9-line quarter denominations, if you have a bigger bankroll, then obviously dollar denominations are higher, right? I used to have a really good roulette strategy, but most casinos have taken away really accruing tier credits on games like roulette or blackjack and stuff like that. So that used to be a big hitter. Was I could sit down on a roulette table and just hammer out diamond status like that. But those days are gone. So now a lot of it's just kind of like maximizing, charging everything to your room so you get tier credits for that. So if you're going to be in Vegas and you're going to eat, drink, do anything, buy anything from the casino, charge it all to your room. And if they don't let you charge the room, keep the receipts, take it to the rewards desk, show them the receipts. It's a finite amount of days. I think it's usually less than 3 days. And you show them that stuff and it all counts to your credits. Most places, confirm it with the rewards desk, but that's the best that you got now. I don't really chase it because most places it's $5 per tier credit for like, I believe for like Caesars and MGM. And so you're roughly looking at, just to change one tier status, about $25,000 in, cycled through, right? Obviously you're not putting $25,000 in, you're winning, you're losing, right? But that's a lot of money. It's just a lot of times just cheaper to pay flat out for stuff. And then I also found most of the time the comps that I get that I'm looking for are just rooms. And even at the lower status, I get a ton of rooms. But also I'm a single guy. So thinking anyone needs to be careful is only playing free play. Leaving the casino wants you to put money in. Yeah, be careful when you're free play is a good way to get suckered into playing more. Yeah, just paying free play, leaving. So that's actually funny. So I said I went to WinStar yesterday and I played that $500 for an hour. I 100% did. I had $5 of free play because WinStar sucks. And I've spent thousands of dollars there. But I had $5 of free play. And I said, all right, I'm going to take this free play. And I went over to Polar High Roller and I put that $5 in. And I immediately hit like a great line hit, which shot me up to 100. And then I played a little bit down. Then it shot me back up. And then I played a little bit down. It shot me up to like 75. And then I played and I got to $60. And I said, you know what? I've been playing for an hour. I haven't lost any money. And now I got $60. I'm going to cash out. And that's breakfast and fuel. Guys, I take the win and I walk away. Oh, Slots to Cruises. Hey, how's it going? Gambled at the Strat. I haven't been to the Strat yet. Oh, they said you can film there. Okay, that's good to know. Yes, Texas weather. WinStar comps suck. And so do Choctaws. They're all terrible. They're all terrible. That's why I don't really worry about comps all that much. But sometimes they're great, especially if you gamble a lot. If you do gamble a lot, stick to one property. That's the best thing I could tell you. Just stick to one property. If you're not in the content creation game, stick to one property. That's the best thing I could tell you. And if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel on slot play, dear God, don't do it. If you want to do it, if you have a passion for it, absolutely do it. If you don't have a passion for it and you're hoping to make money doing it, don't do it. It's a lot of work. Texas weather is being, yeah, Texas weather. I was in the 20s when I got to Colorado. It was 90 today in Austin. Secure those wins. I make sure I use my lock. Yes, lock boxes. That's a great thing. One of the other things I talked about earlier is have multiple bank accounts that have ATMs that you can do deposits in at places that you go. So if you're up, go deposit that money so you don't have it. Set your credit card limits to $500 so you can't draw any more money than that. Monarch. So yeah, I was at Monarch, man. It was crazy. Monarch's really nice, and it's a huge casino, but it gets crazy in there. So I will say this about Blackhawk. They have the best selection of traditional three-reel slots that I've ever seen. Anywhere. Even in Las Vegas. They have the best slot selection I've ever seen. I didn't go to any downtown casinos, Phil. I don't like downtown in Las Vegas. I think it's grimy, it's gross, it's loud. I don't drink, so I don't go there. The return to player is better there, but you're not going to notice it, and it's too crowded, it's too grimy. I don't like it. I mean, some people enjoy it, but it's not for me. In Austin, I'm a Horseshoe Bay waiting casino. Yeah, I live in Austin, just outside of Austin. But if you want like those three-reel slots, man, Blackhawk's the place to go. They have every other game too, but what a selection. And I just had so much luck there. I had so much luck in Blackhawk. It was crazy. I have not been to any of the San Diego casinos. So for y'all, I am centrally located in Texas. It takes 6 hours to get out in any direction. It isn't. That's just to get out of the state. And there's Kickapoo and there's one other casino in Texas. So it is brutal to get out of this state. That's why I don't post as much as other content creators do. It is yeah, pokey. Yeah, it's kind of gross there. I wanted to go to Fontainebleau, but I haven't had the opportunity to go to Fontainebleau. I really wanted to. I knew Brantley was there when I was there, but it's also more of a high limits place, and that's not really my shtick. I do high limits play, but I wasn't going to do it this trip. This was all about making bankroll building videos, which were actually really successful. So I'm excited to get a lot of those out there. Making gambling sober is game changer. Been sober. Ben, that's great. Yeah, being sober is really good. Diet Dr. Pepper saves a lot of money too that I get to reinvest into my gambling. Lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Forget. Bankroll building stuff. Yeah. So my channel is not like a lot of other channels. I don't do big spins. I know, like I talked about earlier, I lose probably money by not doing a lot of crazy backup spins. 124th, going to play at the casino. Have you been there? Any recommendations? Heading to Tahoe. I have not been to Tahoe. Button screen slappers? I don't know. I don't know why they don't say anything about it. I've actually asked my friends at the casino why they don't like stop people from doing it. They just do it mostly because they don't have to pay for the machines. They're all leased. So all those kind of machines, they're leased. So they don't care what happens to them. Jeff, yeah, JPF. I love JPF. Well, I don't think casinos. Yeah, it's the button slapping and the screen slapping, y'all. It's terrible. I don't like it, and it breaks the machines. And you know, my thought processes on it is that that money's got to come back from somewhere. And where do you think they're getting the money from? So if you're slamming on those machines and you're breaking the glass and you're breaking the buttons, those game manufacturers and the casinos are going to get their money back somehow, and it's probably coming from somewhere, right? But yeah, I never went to Fontainebleau because I'm not but big on kind of that spectrum. I'm all about the low volatility, the lower volatility games. I find them to be fun. I do find the more entertaining stuff with the higher volatility fun too, but I'll be honest, I don't get a lot of views on that stuff, so I put a lot as much as I don't like to pander, I also don't like videos to not do well, because it does take a lot. It takes probably 8 to 9 hours to put a video together. I can hastily put one together, but y'all, it takes 8-9 hours. It's a lot of work to get a video done, especially with the audio editing. That's the biggest part. So and this is a little bit more into what people may not know about the YouTube content creation stuff, and there's a lot of comments about showing more losses, and I like to be as truthful and honest about stuff as possible, and I know a lot of other content creators do too, and we all talk and we all compare. So YouTube allows you to view all of your analytics, literally down to the second when you start losing views, from percentages, 10%, 20%, 30% of loss of views at times, everything. And 100% of the time, and I kid you not, the moment that someone shows a loss on one of their videos, their views drop by 30%. And so that's why you will not see as many losses on a lot of the channels, is because the moment we put them on, the views just instantly drop. And so it kind of stinks. It's not that we're trying to hide anything. So what slots do you recommend for high limit room? Funny enough, I don't recommend the high limit room. Funny enough, I recommend if you have a good bankroll, or you've built up your bankroll, go to the main floor and play a high volatility machine. And this isn't just my advice. This is from people at the casino, because I've asked that question to them. Hey, where would you rather go? The high limits room? Like, what would you rather play? And they're like, hey, go to the main floor. Play that 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent Dragon Link. Because the payout on that is going to be significantly higher than any of the 3-reel slots that you're going to see in the high limits room. The max payout for it. So for crazy wins, you're probably better off playing on the main floor at that higher maxed out bet than you are going in and playing a $10, triple stars. Surprised me too. But I do that, and I was very successful playing. If you're gonna go old school 3-reel slots, when are you playing Wolf Run games? I'm gonna play Wolf Run here pretty soon. I got a whole video coming up on it. If you are gonna play 3-reel slots, I really like triple double stars. I find that it plays significantly better than triple stars. Double diamond's good, but you're not gonna win as much. You have to look at that pay table, right? So the max you're going to get if you're betting 1 credit is 800 credits. If it's 2 credits, 1600 credits. That's a very truncated pay table compared to a lot of other slots. Even triple stars is significantly higher. I like triple diamond because you get paid for the triple diamond symbol, whereas double diamond you don't. That's also why I like triple double stars. You get paid for the triple and the double symbols. Wild cherries, because you get paid for that wild cherry, even if it doesn't hit on the line anywhere, you get paid for it. But also so let's say you got a double bar, a blank, and a double bar, but above that blank is the cherry symbol. You get paid for the double bar, double bar, double bar. So I really like that one. That's a good one. I always play like higher blazing sevens if I see the progressive really high. That's one that I really like. The high limits on the main floor as well. Yeah, high limits on, like, your best bet if you've built up is, unfortunately, it is those higher volatility slots on the main floor. That's why I used to play Huff and Puff all the time. If you watch a lot of my earlier videos, when I built up a bankroll, I'd go and play Huff and more Puff, and I would do really, really well. It's just the sad fact of it. I do play the 3-reel low volatility games, but bang for your buck, you're going to win it significantly more often on those. But you could also burn through your budget like that, and that's the downside. So if you want to conserve that bucket, if you want to conserve that bankroll, but still take some risk, then yeah, 3-reel, because that's what I do at WinStar. I'll go and I'll like that $500, and I'll go up and I'll go down, and I will probably get back to my 500 at some point. But that's when self-control comes into play, and you have to say, hey, am I going to stop here or am I going to keep going? And a lot of times I just stop. I gave it a shot. It didn't work out, but guess what? I'm leaving with my money. Yeah, 3-reels are my favorite too. Gamble with the Titans. Jojo. Hey, no worries. Thumbs up. Yeah, thanks, Texas Weather. Yeah, hit that thumbs up and like button. I really appreciate it. So... Also, y'all, I know I've been, I talk about JPF, I talk about Jackpot Judo a lot, I talk about Gamble Smart, Brantley. Anyone that I talk about on my channel, it's because what is your favorite Dragon Link game? Firelink better. I like Firelink better. Favorite Dragon Link game is the old man with the apple, but I know it's really hard. But I've had a lot of success on that one. Any strategy that I talk about on the channel, any content creator that I post about, I only talk about those things. If it's a strategy, it's one that I've tried, or I'm trying for the first time and I'm doing it live for you guys. That's usually when I do that. And we all learn together. And I love that, trying out other people's strategies. But other content creators, when I share their stuff or I talk about them, it's because I have seen it in person work. I have heard other people, I've met other people that have had success with their strategies. So anytime that I suggest something on this channel, it's because I've vetted it myself. Oh, Winter Woman, how's it going? So just know that. I know it can seem like I'm fanboying a lot, but a lot of it's just, I've known Judo before he had a YouTube channel, and I've seen his success. JPF, I've watched him for a very long time, and then I got to meet him. I've talked to Mark from Gamble Smart. I haven't met Brantley in person, but a lot of these guys, like, if I recommend them, it's because I believe in what they say. And so if I talk about these people a lot, it's just because of that. I don't talk about a lot of other people because they're outside our spectrum. Like, I believe that certain people are doing good things, and I try to promote that. And then there's just the other entertainment side of the slot game, which I just don't really even talk about because that's well outside of my bankroll or my realistic spectrum of play. Is that you gamble smart and sock away those wins? Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot of people that say stuff about doing things and aren't successful at gambling. And then there's a lot of people that say stuff and then are really, really good at gambling and making money. And I tend to go with the ones that are good with gambling and making money. That's who I go with. I'm not going to say that I'm an expert. Again, my whole philosophy is taking the small wins and staying above. For those of you who think that the YouTube channel banks out a bunch of money, it does not. I think my last video made $60. Like, we don't make a lot of, like, and that's for thousands of views. Like, you really don't see a profit until you get above like 100, 200, 300,000 views. That's when you start seeing like significant profit. So I mentioned this earlier. If you're thinking about, hey, Jazzy J Slots, if you're thinking about starting a gambling slot channel for the money, don't do it. If you're doing it because you enjoy doing it, absolutely, it's super fun. But I would never recommend doing it as a as a way of making money. And that's why I play the way that I play. Because when I go and gamble, I want to keep my money. I like to be profitable, and it's worked really well for me. I haven't had to spend my own money in years. I was able to buy a car this year just off of my gambling profits. I invest all of my money, so that's another thing. Love to catch up with y'all, play in person. We play similar, it would be fun. Gamble with the Titans, I'd love that. Yeah, absolutely. Buffalo or Dragon Link machines? Dragon Link over Buffalo. I've never had much success at Buffalo. Original Buffalo, I do like original Buffalo. But all the other Buffaloes, I've never had much success with Ben. Yeah, unfortunately. Buffalo, yeah, it's funny. It's like the original one is really, really good. But as they keep going, they tend to get worse and worse. The only exception to this rule that I've found is Wolf Run. And I am a diehard Wolf Run fan. I played every Wolf Run Eclipse that I saw on this trip, and I think I lost twice. Now, it's not an advantage play, but you can kind of advantage play it, and I got a video coming out on it. But I love Wolf Run Eclipse, and I love Wolf Run, and I love Wolf Run Gold. So if you got to choose between anything between Buffalo and Dragon Link, play Wolf Run. That's my personal opinion. But of the Dragon Links, I like the old man with the apple. I think it's like Life and Prosperity or something like that. Or Peace and Prosperity or something like that. And Tiki Torch of Lightning Link. I've always had a lot of good luck on Tiki Torch. Wolf Run Gold are my favorites. Yeah, I gamble with the Titans. Do you ever go to Durant, Oklahoma? Choctaw. Winter Woman, let me tell you about Choctaw. It's aesthetically, it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful casino, but I never go there. They have... it's just far enough. So to get to WinStar is about 4 hours for me, 4.5. If I stop, it's 5 hours. And then to get to Durant adds like an extra 45 minutes because it's a little bit further off this way. And so I don't go there. And it's probably just because I'm so vested in WinStar. And WinStar gives me so many comped hotel rooms. And they have such a huge selection of those VGTs. Like, I think I'm just more comfortable at WinStar. But as if you've never been to WinStar and you're closer to Choctaw, go to Choctaw. That is a much better casino. Even the people that work at WinStar will tell you Choctaw is a much better casino. Their comps program is about equal, and they actually have more casinos than WinStar does, because I believe WinStar and Border Casino are the same, like, tribal community. So, but Choctaw has far more facilities. Are you talking about Buffalo Gold? Oh, Buffalo Gold, yeah. I just never have good luck on any Buffalo. It is a gold piece. That's where I gamble with Titans. It's my favorite casino. It takes $10 to get a point at WinStar and only $1 to get a point at... Is that really? Yeah, so... Okay. I thought it was the same. I thought the point system was the same at Choctaw as it was WinStar. But if it's better at Choctaw, go to Choctaw. Like it's a great casino. WinStar's the known evil. It's closer to me. They give me a bunch of comped rooms. Like I gambled a little bit yesterday, but I had no intentions of actually gambling at WinStar. It was just to go there and kind of rest for 2 days instead of driving 15 hours straight home to Austin. It was 12 hours up there and called it. Yeah, that was basically my trip. Las Vegas, Durant's beautiful. Not Durant. Blackhawk's beautiful. I'd absolutely recommend it. I had so much success on those 3 reel slots. I'm going to go out there and I got a lot of great video. So many good bankroll building videos. And honestly, most of my trip in Vegas was just doing $300, $500 days or sessions, because I did have to film multiple sessions. So sometimes it was that same $300 or $500 throughout the day, multiple times. But as you'll watch, it's like there will be times when, it's every machine's hitting, and then you're not winning a lot, but you're winning and you're winning and you're winning. Or you just get above and you play it down a little bit, play back to what you started with. And so at the end of the session, you left with what you came with. Or, I lost a little bit, next one I win a little bit, next one I win a little bit, and you kind of break even again. And a lot of it's just like that. It's this ebb and flow, but it keeps you right here. So that when I do have those good bankroll building sessions and I'm here, then I go and I do high limits play and it takes me here. And then I just start again. I just kept doing it and I kept doing it. I found so much success. Roulette was a big part of it. Roulette helped me out a lot. And I did win quite a bit on roulette, but I'm excited to bring those videos to you. So don't get discouraged if you watch some of the videos and you're like, I bankroll build and that never happens to me. Don't worry, there's a video coming out where it doesn't work out for me too. And I just got to put them all together and you'll see it. So which Wolf Run do you like the best in Wolf Run, Gold or Eclipse? Ooh, that's a good question. Man, I like Wolf Run Eclipse because I can kind of choose when to play it. So Wolf Run Golds is great because I like that haywire feature and the bonus is great with the sticky wilds. But Wolf Run Eclipse, and I only play it for the minor, like the minor and above. I don't really care about the mini because you don't tend to win a lot on the mini. If the mini is like at 30 or something, sure, I'll play it. But I'm looking for that minor and above, and usually when it's above 20 something, like 25, 26, that's when I'll sit down and play it, because that's when you really start seeing profit in that game. You get 2 guaranteed pillars of wilds, and then a lot of times it's 3 or 4. And so even on an 80 cents bet, you can generally expect anywhere from $75 to $150 in that bonus round. So if you land it really quick, you're good to go. And I usually won't play it down past 50 bucks. I'll put 100 bucks in, I might reevaluate. But man, that is my go-to. I love Wolf Run Eclipse. Bedtime, looking forward to seeing you. All right, Texas weather, get some sleep. Yeah, I got to get to bed here soon to myself. The spirit of workers are nice too. Yeah. But yeah, Wolf Run's still fun. Wolf Run Gold's still good. But Wolf Run Eclipse is probably my favorite to play. Well, just wanted to sit down, chit chat. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. If not, close out the live. Just wanted to have a little conversation. I wanted to do some live play yesterday, but I was just feeling sick and I didn't want to be sick down in the casino getting other people sick. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that live. Yeah, you get a lot of haywires within the bonuses on Eclipse. Yeah, you do. What happens with the roulette table? Oh, the Venetian. So basically, and I went over this at the beginning, but basically I was playing, I was up, did a $200 bet on the same thing as I always do. I always bet on the 12s. And I watched so there's a historical board, and I watched as it hit red 18 before the ball hit red 18. And I was like, hey, what's going on? I didn't make a scene. I wasn't like, rah! I was very kind of calm about it. And I was very unpolitely asked to leave and escorted off the property. So I will not be going back to the Venetian, which is a shame because it's a beautiful hotel. They got a lot of games there that I liked. and actually had success the day before filming and playing. So such is life. Oh, not feeling better, Wonder Woman. I'm still pretty sick, but when I get a calm term, I'll break up the money, take breaks. If not winning, I'll come down. Yeah, that's another good, JoJo's. That's another good suggestion. This is also what I do. If y'all don't know, I stayed at the Excalibur for most of my trip. I don't play at the Excalibur. Blackhawk was the exception because I'd never been there before. But when I go to Vegas, I never ever stay at a casino that I want to gamble at. I stay at a casino that I don't want to gamble at. Like Caesars. My first few nights were at Caesars, and I knew that because I don't like Caesars. I don't like their game floor. I don't like their game selection. So I don't gamble there. And I don't gamble at the Excalibur. Actually, I did on my last day and actually had some success there. But for the most part, they don't have any of the games that I like to play. So I don't gamble there. That is a really good strategy if you're going to Las Vegas to conserve your money. Because it's too easy to get that itch. If you've ever been to WinStar or Choctaw, you get that itch, you go downstairs to gamble. But if you stay at a place that you don't like to gamble at, that's the way to do it. Keeps you from spending some money. Favorite slots to play at Choctaw, it's just going to be those VGTs. In the high limit room, the VGTs. I've had some success on their Lightning Link. They've got some, God, what is it called? I wish I could remember. Well, I know that they have a bank right next to where the main soda fountain is. They have all these Game Kings. And on those Game Kings, they have the old schools like Cleopatra, Kitty Glitter, Twin Winds right there. And I love playing all those Cleopatras. I'll just hop from machine to machine to machine and play Cleopatra over there. The Polar High Roller. Polar High Roller is my favorite VGT. That's what I would play. Good to chat with you tonight. Glad you're home safe. Healing. Oh, that's good, Phil. I'm glad you're healing up, man. Keep you in prayers. Great. Thanks, Wonder Woman. Interesting. I never thought of that. Yeah, JoJo. Yeah, never stay at the place you want to gamble. Otherwise, you go downstairs, and that's why I don't like cruises. If I go to a cruise, I'm gonna go and gamble. I don't want to do it. But I might take up WinStar on that offer though. Lucky Ducky. Oh, okay, yeah. So if you're at Kickapoo, and they have those Sparky machines, those are amazing too. Bank cards. Yes, always bring cash. If you do break a bank card, make sure you set a limit. You can call your bank and set a limit. $500. And so let's say you're going to Vegas and you have a budget of $2,000 and you're only going for 4 days. Well, you can only pull out $500 a day. Make sure it's a bank that you can deposit your money. Go put it in the ATM, deposit your winnings. Or, this is also really important, if you're up and your room isn't comped, if you're up, go as soon as you are up. Go over to the front desk and pay your room off. Have everything charged to your room so you get tiered credits, but go to the front desk with your winnings, and so at the minimum, you've got a free night stay. Your hotel was free with your winnings, and you're not spending that. Sketchy people around the floor. Wife and I had a couple experiences. Yeah, there are a lot of sketchy people out there. I had my man purse stolen from me once. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to let y'all go. I really appreciate this. If you have any questions, leave comments down below. I've got some videos coming out. What area and slots do you like at WinStar? I like Rome non-smoking area. I like Cairo because they have a lot of the cool slots that nobody plays, like those Hotspot 7s and Midnight Express. And I want to say it's Rio. It's the very, very last casino area in the back of WinStar that no one ever goes to. I don't like it back there because there's no one back there. And it's also high limits that no one knows about. Oh, Neptune's Gold. I've never had much luck on it, but it's a fun game. Sunday or a bit of my money, but good news is I get free cruises now. There you go, Wonder Woman. Gotta love it. Take the comps for what you can get, right? That's what I do. That was the other thing. If you don't just go to Vegas, especially if you've got Caesar stuff or MGM stuff or Golden Nugget. Look around. Golden Nugget's got hotels in Colorado. Caesar's got hotels in Colorado. Penn Play, Boyd. They have casinos everywhere. So don't just go to Vegas. You know, I go to Biloxi. This was my first trip to Colorado. I'll be back. Absolutely going to go back. Like I said, it's 40 minutes outside of Boulder and Denver. Free hotel room, and I could just drive into Boulder and Denver. or you're right next to great skiing areas, good hiking areas. There's casinos everywhere. So don't just use them to go to places like Las Vegas. Go to other places. Really use those tier credits. It's your money. You earn that. Go use them. And don't let them go to waste. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to let y'all go. I've got some videos coming out for y'all. Remember, every Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Times when I drop my videos. I'm going to try to do some different stuff. I've got some poker stuff. I've got some roulette stuff. I've got some blackjack stuff. I've got a lot of old school slots that I'm going to put out there. Like I was talking about those digital old school ones that I've never seen before, but, I had a lot of good luck on them. And, hopefully it'll just be stuff that you enjoy. Leave suggestions, what you want me to put out there. I'll do it. Any games, I'll try to get out there and play them. I'm going to be in Coshada. I'll be in Lake Charles relatively soon. I'm always up at WinStar. So just let me know. And as always, I really appreciate everyone's support. I appreciate y'all joining me in Loki. And thank you for everything that y'all do. And as always, can't wait to catch all of you out there at the casino. So y'all have a good one. Night. I don't know how to turn this off. This is a new thing. Oh, there we go.